A very significant development here, seeing this law enforcement action taking place. I'll point out, just to be clear at the outset, we don't know that Sean Diddy Combs himself is the subject or target of a federal investigation. So it's just worth pointing that out at this hour. But what we do know is that two properties associated with him, we saw the feds descend on those properties. We saw on aerial footage federal agents both here in the Los Angeles area as well as in Miami at those residences. Now, the Department of Homeland Security, their what's called HSI, Homeland Security Investigations, gave CNN a statement. I'll read you part of that when asked about what this activity is. They say that earlier today, HSI New York executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from HSI Los Angeles, HSI Miami, and our local law enforcement partners. That is it, confirming that they are conducting what they're deeming law enforcement action, which could indicate search warrants being conducted there, could indicate arrests being conducted. We just don't know at this hour specifically what that law enforcement action is.
My understanding is that Sean Combs, more commonly known as P. Diddy, was arrested in the lobby of a New York hotel. We don't yet know exactly what charges he's facing. Those will be revealed via an indictment from the Southern District of New York court in the coming hours. But this originally all stems from a lawsuit brought by Cassandra Ventura, a former long-term girlfriend of P. Diddy. She says he physically and sexually assaulted her over a period of years. She says, in addition to rape, that she was forced to have sex with male prostitutes in hotel rooms across this country. Initially, in response to her claims, P. Diddy was utterly indignant, saying he was wholly innocent of everything of which he was accused. That tone of defiance did soften slightly in response to the leaking of a video which appeared to show P. Diddy viciously assaulting Ms. Ventura in the corridor of a hotel. The claims that she made were also swiftly followed by a series of other individuals making similar claims. This evening, though, Mr. Combs's lawyer, Mark Agnafilo, says that he voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. In a statement, he said, "Mr. Combs is an imperfect person, but he is not a criminal. Please reserve your judgment until you have all the facts. These are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide, and he looks forward to clearing his name in court." I also spoke this evening to Lisa Bloom, who is a lawyer representing another of P. Diddy's alleged victims, a woman named Dawn Richard. Lisa Bloom said in a statement, "It's a big moving day for victims, but an arrest is only the beginning. May justice be delivered to Mr. Combs." He was one of the most powerful figures in music, really propelling hip-hop onto the commercial scene. I expect he will be facing in the coming days very serious charges indeed.
We don't yet know what the particular charges are. They'll be unsealed later and made public. But his own lawyers think they're going to have to do with federal racketeering charges and sex trafficking potentially.
Yeah, and if a grand jury has indicted, that means they think that they have probable cause that a crime has been committed. The standard for that is lower than if you were going to go to trial, but it does mean a significant step has happened here. They've gathered enough evidence. We've seen this been going on for months now. We knew that witnesses were going in front of the grand jury. Obviously, we'll have to wait to see that it's unsealed when that happens later in court. But if it's sex trafficking, remember the last big sex trafficking case we saw here, R. Kelly, he got 30 years in prison. Not saying that Diddy is going to get the same, but this is a significant step.
What are the next steps then? Arraignment, he comes to federal court?
He will come in, he will be brought in. The real trick, and listen to, is whether he gets bail and whether federal prosecutors think that he's a flight risk.
Okay.
Rapper Sean Diddy Combs has found himself in more legal trouble, arrested by US federal agents. It follows a string of sex trafficking accusations and assault lawsuits. Officers are reportedly scouring his hotel and home, but specific charges haven't been revealed.
The hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in New York on unspecific charges. It follows raids on his properties in Los Angeles and Miami as part of an ongoing investigation into sex trafficking. The 54-year-old is facing several civil lawsuits over alleged sexual assaults, which he all denies.
What you got to say now? What you got to say now? You ain't got shit to say when you put your girl on the snap.
Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in New York City. The arrest, which is on unspecified federal charges, follows raids on 2 of his properties in Los Angeles and Miami back in March as part of an ongoing investigation into sex trafficking by authorities. Diddy faces a series of allegations from sexual assault to abuse, including by his ex-partner, Cassandra Cassie Ventura. He has denied all the claims against him, and his attorney said they were disappointed by the arrest and that his client was an innocent man.